Okay. Let's try this one more time. So the first thing that I think I'm gonna do is prime. Now you don't always need to use primer, but it's really helpful to use primer depending on the type of makeup that you want to wear that day. So for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna put on primer. Now I'm gonna try and use majority drugstore products because I know that they're a lot more accessible. So I have a lot of high-end products too. If you guys want me to use those, just let me know. But for now, I'm gonna use, I'm already dropping things. I'm gonna use my favorite drugstore primer. This is the Maybelline Master Prime Blur and Redness Control. They have 3 different ones. They have Blur and Smooth, Blur and Illuminate, and Blur and Redness Control. This one's my favorite. I don't have a lot of redness, but it really helps with everything, really. Not that much, like a pea-sized amount in my hand. By the way, the reason I'm looking over here is because my mirror is right there. So I don't have a viewfinder, like my camera doesn't have the thing that like flips out so you can see yourself. So if this isn't recording, then shit. Oh well. Okay, so let that sit in your skin, and I think right now we can prime our eyes for the eyeshadow. I think I'm gonna do the eyeshadow first just because I think I'm gonna use a lot of burgundy colors considering I want to do a fall makeup look. So I'm gonna do that. Concealer, Beauty Balm, concealer in the shade Light Medium. Actually, I really do love this concealer. It's awesome. I really do like it a lot. And majority of the brushes I'm going to use today too are quite affordable. I like BH Cosmetic brushes a lot. I just think that they're all vegan, so it's like, you know, I'm gonna buy that shit. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is take a sip of my water because your girl's hella thirsty. Alright, so what I'm going to use to set that is I'm actually going to use my Wet n Wild contouring palette, and this is in the shade, is there even a shade for these? Dolce de Leche. Oh, I love Dolce de Leche milkshakes from Ice Cream Machine. So I'm just going to take that white, like creamy color. It's a little bit more on the pinky side than the yellow side. See, and now all those veiny eyelid thingies are gone. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is you always want to start off with a transition color, whether it be, you can actually, depending on your look, use whatever color you want for a transition color, but typically it is a brown. You can use a warm brown, cool brown, neutral brown. I can show you the difference of them. So the palette I'm going to use, I think, kind of want to use this palette because, come on. I'm going to use the Morphe 35F palette. Shout out to Kelsey, girl. And the reason I really, really like this palette is because they have a whole row of matte colors and then that's all shimmer. So this is the palette. It's beautiful. So the difference between cooler and warm shades is warmer shades are typically going to have a more red, yellowy, orangey kind of undertone. You can tell when a color is warm. A cooler color is going to have a more gray undertone. It's going to really create more of a shadow rather than warmth to your face. That's what the difference between contouring and bronzing is as well, but I will get there. So I think for my transition color, I'm going to use a mixture between these 2 shades. Yeah, I'm going to use a mixture between the bottom right 2 shades if you have this palette. If you don't, use it however the hell you want. I don't care. Alright, so I'm just going to go in circular motions right into my crease. And if you don't know where your crease is, all you have to do is shut your eye, feel where the dip is kind of in your eye, and that's your crease. Super simple. And if you don't have a crease at all, well obviously you have a crease, but if you have more hooded eyes, and a really good trick to do is to take a smaller blending brush, more of a precise brush, and create a new crease. which is basically just going a little bit higher where your natural crease would be, and it will take away the hooded effect. That's when your kind of like eyelid droops over your mobile lid. You'll know if you have hooded lids or not. Let me just say that, you'll know. I can't believe I'm actually making a YouTube channel. Well, it's already made, but I can't believe I'm making a YouTube video. Oh my god. This is some nerve-wracking shit, man. And I usually don't break out, which is kind of weird, but like, what is that? Honestly, it's probably from the skull makeup I did because I used gel liner and it took forever to get off. I completely ruined my Clarisonic brush. Okay, so I'm gonna take Real Gar. I always thought it was regular. It's not. It's called Real Gar. And it's a super, so you can tell the difference between this color and this color. Super gray, super warm. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that orangey color and I'm gonna really put that in my crease. I'm gonna use this color right here. I'll swatch it for you. Can you see that? Beautiful. I know. Let me wipe my hand off. Okay. Keep your blending brush around you because we're gonna be going back to it later on after I place the color. So I'm going to take a pencil brush. You can use any pencil brush you want to. This is a BH Cosmetics 105 pencil brush. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to, actually, I should probably spray my brush. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to use some setting spray. This is just the Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray. So I'm just going to spray my brush. What that's going to do is it's going to really bring out the color that you're going to use, the pigmentation in the eyeshadow. It will work with any eyeshadow. I don't prefer using it with mattes because it kind of leaves, I'll show you, it kind of leaves like this weird thing in the matte colors. Like, can you see that when you add water to it? I don't know if you can see that, but. So I'm just gonna take that Ready color. Oh god, these nails, fuck. Okay, so I'm gonna use that color right here, like I said. So I'm just gonna pack it on my brush. Okay, so I'm just gonna place it on like the outer third roughly of my eye. Okay, and then I'm actually gonna do the inner third too because we're gonna go for a halo eye today, and the halo eye is basically like a spotlight right in the center of your eyelid where it's the brightest. I prefer that. It's just so pretty. I have to burp. Guys, this is my first video. This is great stuff. Like, wow. Now I'm gonna go back in with my blending brush after you put it in the inner and outer corner. Just kind of blend above that space. Try and leave a little space. If you somehow blend too much, don't even worry about it because we'll be putting down a glitter glue or adhesive in a second. Not the end of the world, I promise. Okay, so now I'm just gonna blend it out. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna put the spotlight shadow on the center of the lid. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to put something tacky in the center of my lid, and I think for that I'm just gonna use my NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. Okay, so for foundation today, I think I'm going to use, I don't have any foundations that I love. I'm actually going to mix a BB cream and I'm going to mix a foundation because this foundation is too dry. I love matte foundations. I have oily skin, but this foundation is too matte. If that's even possible, it's too matte. I don't like it. But it has amazing coverage. And this does not, but this is like the perfect finish for me. So this is the Maybelline Dream Fresh BB Cream. This is so old, but I love it. I use it all the time. I use it every day for school because I don't wear foundation to school. I love it. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This supposedly lasts 24 hours, but Jackie Aina, I think that's her name, tested 24-hour makeup. Go check out her video. She's so funny. I love her. And this is in the shade 103, and this is in the shade... Don't tell me. Who knows? So I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm going to take probably that much. Yeah, I'm going to take about that much. I'm not going to use all this, but just to be safe. And then I'm going to take BB cream you need to use a little bit more of. I'm going to take like that. I'm just going to mix it up. And I'm just going to apply it in dots all over the face. Alright, so we're just going to start off with that much on our face. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knockoff oval brush. I actually got this at Sally's Beauty Supply. These oval brushes are so expensive, and I'm not one to pay like $200 on a brush set, sorry. So this is the Face Secrets brush from Sally's. So what I'm going to do, this is in the shade 20 Sable. So I'm going to use my MAC Studio Finish Concealer Duo in NW20 and NC25. And obviously, if you don't, this is like a everyday glam kind of fall makeup look. If you don't want to wear this much, if there's something you want to take out of this video, like out of the look that you don't want to do, feel free. I'm not telling you how to do your makeup. I'm just giving you some sort of inspiration on how to do it if you were interested in a look like this. So if you just want like a really pretty fall makeup look, by all means, here you go. I think this is a good look. I've done this look so many times. And especially like around fall time, this look is just perfect. Itch, 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 itch. Okay, so now I'm gonna take I'm gonna bake. I don't really like baking because I have super dry under eyes, and baking is not fun. Baking is not a fun time when you have dry under eyes. So now I'm gonna bake my under eyes, but I don't like to bake them, so I'm going to take my sponge, same sponge as I was just using before, and just get rid of those creases. And now I'm just going to press it in. Okay. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in my eyebrows because they're looking a little bald. So for that, I'm actually just going to start off with a spoolie. You can use, I just use the end of this old brow pencil from NYX. But today I'm going to use, I think this is medium brown. I have dark brown and chocolate. Yeah, I have dark brown and chocolate in the bathroom. So I'm going to take my angled brush. This is it's rubbed off. This was the BH Cosmetics 107 brush. So I'm going to take a mirror so I can get real close And if you guys want like a full in-depth brow routine, let me know, because I'm just going to quickly go through this. Everybody does their brows differently, but if you want to see how I do mine, let me know. God, I'm like so happy I'm finally making a YouTube channel. I like can't get over it. Like, this is something that I wanted to do for such a long time, because watching my favorite YouTubers, it just totally and completely inspired me to do what they were doing. Like, just the feels. I'll save all that for another video, like what inspired me to do YouTube. I can do a whole video dedicated to that if you would like to see it. You probably don't care, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's my channel. Cool. Brows are done. So now I'm gonna finish the eyes. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take a dark brown eyeshadow, and for that I'm gonna use, I don't want to use this palette. I'm gonna use this palette because, and I'm gonna do this color. This is called Cypress Umber. Don't really get the name, but you know. And what I'm going to do with this color is I'm actually just going to put it on the outer V and the very, very, very inner portion of my eye. Okay. Now I'm just going to blend that out a little bit, keeping that angle that we were just doing. I'm going to take that little sharp thingy right there, just the edge of my primer, and I'm just going to blend it out. Just like that. Okay. All good. So now I'm going to dust away that powder. Now we're gonna apply some mascara. So the mascara, my favorite mascara is the Chanel. I have two favorite mascaras. I think I want to use the other one though, just because it's a wee bit newer, so it's like not as dried out. I don't know where it is. Oh, I found it. Okay, my favorite mascara ever though, like of all time, is the Chanel Le Volume de Chanel. And this is in the number 10. I think it's their only color. I'm not really that sure. This is the brush though. I got it in New York City when I went for my birthday. And it's amazing. No. God, this video is going to be such a bitch tomorrow to edit. What I am going to do though is put eyeshadow on the lower lash line. And the eyeshadow I'm going to use, let me just dust off this brush really quick because it's got a lot of dark shadows on it. I love that movie, Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. Anything with Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. You don't even know. Alright, so I'm going to take this shade right here. Super warm brown right next to the black in the 35F palette. I think this is called the Fall into Frost palette. I don't know. And I really only put eyeshadow on the outer third of my lower lash line. My eyes are two different shapes, so I don't like to put too much down here because it really accentuates the fact that I have two different eye shapes. I kind of like how it's pretty simple. Down there, up here, it's a little all over the place, but you know what, who cares? You know, that's the point of makeup. It's fun, and if you're gonna do this every day, damn bitch, you probably get up so early if you do this every day. 'Cause I, for one, cannot do that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bronze my face. This is the Bare Minerals. I really don't know what this is, but it came in a case and it comes out. It's this, sorry, it comes with a concealer too. It's a powder foundation, a touch-up powder, a highlighter, which is stunning, and then a bronzer. This bronzer is incredible. I haven't bought it in a separate like pan yet because like it's right here. Like I haven't hit pan on this, so why would I go buy a new one? I don't really care that much. I mean, but I'm gonna take my Wet n Wild. This brush is so pretty. Oh, so pretty. I'm just gonna take my Wet n Wild large stippling brush. Doesn't say it, but I remember what it was when I bought it. And I'm just gonna take the bronzer, tap it off, and I'm just gonna go right along the perimeter of my face. I really like really warm complexion. That's what I prefer. If you don't like that, if you prefer more porcelain skin, by all means go ahead. That's just not what I prefer. So I just really like to bronze up my skin because I don't like when I look pale. I hate it. I hate when I look pale. You know what? Screw it. For the purpose of this video, I'm gonna contour. Because who cares, right? Right. Let me put this back in its case though. Okay. So I think, I'm gonna contour. And I have an Anastasia contour kit, but my friend Kelsey is borrowing it. We swapped some makeup products. I'm gonna use this one, the Wet n Wild palette that I used way earlier in this video, to set my concealer on my eyelids, the primer. I'm just gonna use this e.l.f. angled brush. I'm not really big on buying expensive brushes. I don't really see the purpose in it because I know that there are excellent brushes out there that aren't $35 for a little blending brush, BH Cosmetics for example. Ooh, get that out of there. Okay, so I'm just gonna take that and I'm just gonna go right underneath my cheekbones. I'm just gonna contour. Oh my god, my dad just dropped everything. I'm gonna contour my jaw a little bit because I have very different, both sides of my face are like different shapes. I feel it's pretty weird. I'm not very symmetrical. My face is not symmetrical. Oh well, just gonna have to look at it. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to do my lips and then I'm going to put lashes on and we are done with my first video. So let's do that right now. So I'm going to use a liquid lipstick, one of my favorite ones. This is Bare Minerals in the shade Hemp. It's a matte liquid lipstick. They have ultra satin, blah, blah, blah. This one's matte. Really simple. Okay, so for lashes, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use half lashes because I don't think that for an everyday glam makeup you should do a whole strip. So my camera cut out, all I did was put my lashes on and I did my highlighter and that's it. My lipstick dried, that's it. Literally, that's all I did. And I'm so sorry. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I appreciate it so much. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see next. Bye!